Welcome to my channel. I am the Pink Flamingo. If this is your first time viewing my channel, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber or a new subscriber, thank you very much. I appreciate all of the support, guys. So we're going to be getting into a celebrity reading. Now, we're going to be doing a Miss Jennifer Lopez, Miss Jenny from the Block, J-Lo, and as of recently, 2020, Negrita from the Bronx. Now, whatever you want to call her, it's Jennifer, J-Lo, Jenny. We're talking about her today. And this marriage that she got with Ben Affleck. Now, I don't think many of us needed tarot cards or a crystal ball to see that this marriage was not going to last. Now, Jennifer is trying to revisit her past. And I get it. Sometimes you got a bit of nostalgia with an ex-boyfriend, maybe an ex-fiance, just an ex in general. And you want to go back there. You want to see, how will it work out if we had actually given it a shot. But you see, with Jennifer's case, I'm not really a supporter of that particular situation. Only because Ben Affleck has left her somewhat at the altar, in the past. He proposed and decided not to go through with it after she had sent out invitations, which of course is pretty embarrassing because you think about it, it's like sending all the important people in the industry these invitations for a wedding that was never going to happen. So I can't imagine how she felt at that time. And at that time, it seemed like her best friend, Leah Remini, really was her support system. Now, when she got back with Ben, Leah Remini was not supportive of this at all. She did not show up to this wedding. Now, note, Leah has shown up to about 8 of Jennifer's weddings, okay? But this one, she said, no, girl, don't call me. I'm busy dropping my daughter off to college. Now, I know when Leah came with that BS, I was like, girl, just tell the truth. You don't want to support this union. Like most of us don't support this union for Jennifer. Now, Jennifer gave a little bit of thirst when it came off to this situation. She ran to Vegas. They said that Ben had cold feet for a second time. And he was basically backing out of this marriage. He was stating at the time that he wanted to focus on filming. And Jennifer basically hopped on the plane to Vegas and got hitched. Now, honey, we all know Jennifer is not the chapel kind of girl. She ain't doing the Vegas chapel. J-Lo's the kind of woman that wants to wear a Roberto Cavalli dress worth $150,000 so everyone can see her on her wedding day. So we knew when she ran off and got hitched, this was a disaster ready to happen. But we're going to get into the card today, honey, and we're going to see this disaster of a marriage. Now, Jennifer has looked very unpleasant, and so has Ben. They look like the most miserable couple that you've ever seen. And to be quite honest, I'm surprised it even lasted this long. But we're going to get into the cards and we're going to see what we can find out about this marriage a little bit, what caused the breakdown of it, if there was any infidelity or anything odd. And we're going to give it a good read. All right, Spirit. So give me some information on Miss Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. What was the celebrity marriage like? What was this union like for the two of them? Were they happily married? Okay. Oh. Were they happily married? What was the breakdown? Infidelity? Just didn't see eye to eye? Money concerns? What was the situation? Any more cards for this marriage, Spirit? Oh. honey. Any more cards, Spirit? You've told me a lot. I'm ready to share. Anything for Miss Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck? What was going on in this marriage? Okay, I'll take a couple more cards. Okay, I'll take another 2 cards there. Any more cards here, Spirit, for this marriage? Jennifer Lopez, Ben Affleck. What was this marriage like for this couple? All right. So, do we need the cards? No, honey, but we're going to go through it anyways. So, Spirit gave me the card of trapped. You know, stuck, tied down, and captive. And like I was mentioning to you all, Jennifer went out of her way to rush to Vegas to get this marriage going and hitched. We all know from Jennifer's past weddings, she's very extravagant. Okay. And this particular type of wedding was not really a reflection of her personality. It was very much so giving, I'm rushing and I want a wedding to happen because I need one to happen. And trapped is the energy that Ben Affleck had felt at the time. He was ready to get out of it, but he felt tied down. He felt like he had this obligation that he had to fulfill when it came to Jennifer and what it is with this in terms of what she expected. So at the last moment, it's almost like he couldn't back out because he's been here before when it came to Jennifer. Now I got the elusive, the dishonesty, the deception, and the trickery. So along with being trapped, there has always been this elusive, right? There's always been this dishonesty, the deception, and the trickery. You know, parts of it is Ben Affleck because obviously I don't believe he was very honest with Jennifer on how he seen this relationship. Perhaps he wanted to get back with her and kind of just do the thing where it's like, let's try to revisit this past. Let's date for a little bit. But everything seems so rushed. So I don't think Ben was very honest with Jennifer in terms of him not being ready to get married. He didn't speak up. You know, it almost seemed like Jennifer was ready to get hitched. And he was like, okay, we haven't been together for a few years. So let's see if this works. Let's walk it down slowly. And the deception and the trickery, you know, that was also on Jennifer's part. She probably felt he was backing out, but let's trick him into this chapel situation kind of thing. Let me get my hooks into him before he decides to back out, right? So even on Jennifer's part, there was a bit of trickery. She had to play a game. She felt the energy of him not wanting her anymore, but she still proceeded. Now, this is a way that he looks at Jennifer. I don't necessarily think maybe graceful, but based on what people say about her, but maybe the charming and the kind-hearted. Maybe this is how she treated him. Now, publicly, people are saying Jennifer has a really bad attitude. You know, I don't know Jennifer personally, but that's kind of what people are saying now about her. But of course, when a woman is with a man and she likes him, he might see some of these qualities in her. She might be a charming kind of woman. She might be graceful and kind-hearted. But here's what's coming in. Now I got the divine feminine. Okay. So this might not be dark magic, but divine feminine can also refer to a bit of spell work being done. Maybe not on the dark side, right? But it seems like some light work was being done. Jennifer could probably practice alchemy. Maybe she's an alchemist. There's something about her where she kind of brought this back into play. So it wasn't maybe just a natural thing. What Spirit is giving me here is it's a bit of craft work, right? Not dark, not witchcraft per se, but a bit of works. Okay. So there was something she did to draw Ben to her. It could be simply perfume, right? That she created in terms of, I don't want to get too much into the spell stuff, but there are different fragrances women can wear to attract men, lure them back in. And Spirit is giving me a little bit of this divine feminine was being used. So she used her femininity along with some works, honey. Now, what I got, spying, social network information and ways. So what I'm getting from this is a bit of Jennifer's insecurity, right? What I'm getting is that through this marriage, Jennifer was very busy spying on Ben through social media in different ways. Any way she could spy on him, she was spying. And she more than likely was doing it because she was uncomfortable with the relationship that Jennifer Garner and, that he had with his ex-wife. So more than likely, Jennifer was very busy going, I saw a photo of you and Jennifer Garner on this particular website today. And, you seem pretty happy picking up your kids. You seem pretty happy in the car together, which I'll be honest, he did seem a lot happier with Jennifer Garner, his ex-wife, than he did with Jennifer Lopez. To me, he was with the wrong Jennifer. But I can see where the spying card is coming into place. Now it seems like this is what took place. Perspective. Better off, happiness, clear headspace. So I'm getting energy-wise that Ben Affleck is the one that called off this relationship. He got himself into perspective. He's like, listen, Jennifer, this is not working for me. I'm better off not being with you. I find my happiness when I'm away from you. I got a clear headspace and I know this is not working for us as a married couple. And of course, with that comes the confession, the unveiling, the coming clean, and the messages. So he basically, like I said, with the perspective card, he had to let her know, listen, this is how I feel. I can't hide this anymore from you, Jennifer. I'm not happy. I gotta unveil this. I just gotta let you see it all for what it is. We're trying to put this together and it's not working. Then I got the fantasy, the daydreaming, the imagining, and the fantasize. This is Jennifer's energy. So even though in this marriage, Ben tried his best to put it into perspective, give her the confession, she still carried on with this fantasy energy. Oh, I'm daydreaming. I'm not into reality. This is going to work, Ben. Don't worry. We'll just hang on. So what I'm getting energy-wise is she kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? She kind of put a halt to the inevitable, which was we were going to separate. And to be quite honest, energy-wise, what I'm picking up is if Ben had it his way completely, they would have separated probably months after that marriage. But Jennifer was holding on somewhat to save face so that she didn't feel embarrassed because everybody knew this wasn't going to work, including her best friend. So she kind of stuck in this as a way to stick it to the public. But as you can see, she suffered from it and she is now still going to go through a divorce. So in the end, she really didn't do anything besides damage her mental health by staying in something that didn't work. There was no point of fantasizing or hoping that it was going to work when Ben had already told you, listen, this is not working for me. I got the shocking, which is where we're at, the turmoil, the trouble, and the unexpected. So what I'm getting is Ben came out of nowhere with this. So after he shared his perspective with her and he gave her the confessions of, hey, I'm not happy. And she went back into La La Land and pretended like she didn't hear what he was saying. He came out with the truth. He gave her the unexpected, which is what we're seeing now, which is, listen, I don't want this. Divorce, divorce, divorce. So she didn't see this coming. She didn't see this divorce coming. She thought he was going to play in fantasy land a little longer with her. He can't handle it no more. This is him. I'm better off. I'm better off without you. Happiness, I don't find happiness with you. He's choosing his sanity. And not only that, but this confessions also is in reference to what is going on with her life right now. Right now, she has a situation with P. Diddy. A lot of it is coming out, right? So Jennifer might have also had confessions herself. Him confessing, listen, I can't do this with you. Her confessing, yeah, you know, the stuff that happened back in the day with my ex, there's some truth to it. So as a man, he's like, no, I'm not going to go and ride this with you. I'm not going through this trouble and this turmoil with you. This is the shocking that's coming through energy-wise. I'm not putting up with this marriage. You did what you did with your ex, and yeah, I'm not going to be caught up in something like that. That was before me, and now it's still following you. So for Jennifer, it was a shock. All of this stuff is shocking. You know, it's shocking to her that Ben is ready to go. I think she thought that he would stick around a little longer based on the cards I'm getting. But these confessions that she has to make, the confessions they both have to make. We're not happy. I'm putting this into perspective. I'm not happy, never been happy with you. And this situation with this stuff with your ex and all this stuff coming out, we both have confessions. I'm not happy, and you got situations you got to deal with. Your ex, you know, it's not working. So that's what I got. You know, Jennifer definitely did a little bit of spiritual work. I don't think it's anything dark because, you know, I didn't get the witchcraft card, but usually when you have a divine feminine, it means that works were being done. So I'm going to tap in to another oracle deck and see if there's any infidelity. If Spirit will give me that. All right, Spirit, can you let me know some more about this marriage? Was there any infidelity, anything odd in this marriage? Or just a normal breakup for Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck? Thank you, Spirit. That was a direct answer. One last card. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. Jennifer Lopez, Ben Affleck. Yeah, okay. I got everything confirmed. So Netflix and chill came up. Sneaking around, friends with benefits, spending time with someone else. The energy I'm picking up is this is definitely Ben. You know, he brought someone through as if, oh, they're my friend. But he's been a little busy on the side. He has been talking to someone else. You know, it might not be anything serious because the Netflix and chill is on it. So right now, him and Jennifer are going through their problems, but there is a particular woman he's more than likely seeing quietly. It's not anything serious. There's probably no strings attached, but it's on a friendship basis. For Jennifer, of course, I got the drama, the toxic love. Drama, addictions, love, hate relationship. This is what they were in. Every time you've seen them on the red carpet, honey, they look like they was ready to fight. They were very unhappy with each other. So am I surprised? No, not really. Toxic is what Spirit is giving. Now, when we're talking about the spiritual stuff, say Spirit gives me the cards necessary to confirm the madness, honey. We're going to pull out the spiritual card. The divine feminine. Look what I'm getting. The soul contract. Soulmates, partnership, and spiritual union. So y'all see what I mean? She was doing a little bit of something. The soul contract. She basically either went to someone to to do this. I don't know if she practiced La Bruja. I don't know what she practices. I have no idea. I have no idea what she practices. But she could practice something. And Spirit is saying that she had a spiritual union. So she tied this man to her spiritually somehow, which is what we got in the other deck with the feminine divine. So Jennifer is onto it, honey. Jennifer will get these men. Maybe a little bit of sprinkle, a little bit of, I don't know. But this is my second celebrity in what, about a week, and I'm finding out that they're out here sprinkling and spraying and all kinds of stuff and lighting candles. But hey, they're drawing their lovers to them. So there was a spiritual union. Now I am going to get into another deck and see what I can find, because I think that's enough with that situation. Just to make sure I got the right deck. I want to see what it is that they think of each other. Okay. That works. All right, so we're going to see what it is that Jennifer Lopez thinks of Ben Affleck. What's her energy in terms of Ben? What does she think of him? Give me some cards, Spirit, for Jennifer's opinion on her husband, or the husband she is currently going through a divorce with, Ben Affleck. Okay. One last card. I guess I'll get 3 or 4 cards to be fair. Any other cards for Ben Affleck? Ben Affleck. Jennifer's opinion of her husband. Jennifer's opinion of her husband. Jennifer Lopez, opinion of Ben Affleck. What does she think? Okay. We got some different ones, honey. And I'm going to pull a couple other cards out of my other deck to get an opinion of what she thinks of her husband in general. And I'll do the same for Ben, to be fair, because we want to know what they both think of each other. All right, Spirit, there's any cards for Jennifer? Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. What does Jennifer think of Ben? What does Jennifer think of Ben? Anything that Jennifer thinks? Jennifer, Ben Affleck. Anything she thinks of her husband. A couple more cards for this energy. Jennifer and Ben. Jennifer and Ben Affleck. What does Jennifer think of her husband? Okay. So what I got was the profane prostitute. These cards, honey. Walking away from toxic relationships. He did say he was in a toxic relationship just a while ago. Guardian and ally of self. Self-love, integrity, having faith, understands personal power. So I guess Jennifer acknowledges that this relationship to a degree was somewhat toxic. So she is agreeing that he is walking away from a toxic relationship. The both of them together might just be toxic. In general, they should not be together. And she spiritually is identifying that, yes, she is in a toxic situation. And we just seen that with this card, right? That's the card that came up. So him walking away is the best thing he can do. She's saying self-love. He's having faith. He understands his personal power. And Jennifer has a bit of controlling issues from what they say about her. She likes to control the situation. So maybe Ben finally walking away is her understanding that he understands his own power. He doesn't really have to put up with what it is that you're dishing out. I got the communicator, the networker, reading between the lines, the visionary, the influencer, abstract thinking, linguistics, connections, friendly, and a listener. And we do know that Ben is a networker. We do know he's a visionary because he does do movies. I believe he actually, directs his own stuff. And he definitely has connections, right? So he's very well rounded in terms of being Hollywood and being a main actor out there. So he's very well connected. You know, he got people like Matt Damon as his best friend. So Jennifer marrying him very much so made her connected in Hollywood in terms of that acting segment, that world. She obviously is influential in her own way as a singer and a dancer, but Ben kind of has a little bit more respect, in my opinion, as an actor than she does. So that's kind of like the two worlds blending together. Jennifer is like iconic in her own way, but Ben's more respected as a well-seasoned actor, if that makes sense. We got the Virgin, ability to change oneself due to self-love, sexual awakening, true to oneself, spiritual, relinquishes need to please others, creative. See, this here works. So basically what I'm getting is with the relinquish, the need to please others, I'm making the assumption, just based on what we're seeing, Jennifer has a bit of an entitlement issue. She thinks that the men around her are meant to serve her. And Spirit is saying he doesn't have to put up with that. He's not going to do this with you, Jennifer. He can walk away. He has that ability to walk away, right? So that's a good thing. Also, he has the ability to change, is what she's saying. Which he is. If he's the one walking away, he's deciding that this marriage is not going to serve him. So the card applies. I got the Achiever. Choosing outside gratification. Honey, let me tell you something. These cards ain't never lied. Choosing outside gratification. Is that what the outside gratification looks like? The Netflix and the chill? Full of themselves, cutthroat. Alienates, using achievements to demonstrate worth. Well, I can see how this applies because we just finished talking about him being well-rounded and having the ability to network in Hollywood. So what I'm getting from this card is Ben might have been rubbing his accomplishments and what he can do in the acting world a bit in Jennifer's face. He might have also been making her feel a little more on the less side. But to be quite honest, I always got the energy that Ben was never in awe of Jennifer. You know, when she was with A-Rod, they kind of balanced each other out, and A-Rod looked like he was impressed to be with Jennifer. It was like, oh, I'm with Miss Jennifer Lopez. She's the celebrity. Oh, I'm so, enamored with her. Where Ben just like, Jennifer, excuse me, can you move out the way, please? you know? I'm just being honest. I'm just giving my opinion on how I see it. So using achievements to demonstrate their worth, I can see how that fits just on the bottom there. Choosing outside gratification on the top here. Outside gratification, honey. So, cards fit. The pieces are coming together like a puzzle. Now, this is what is in her energy. She said he's a disappointment, or he's filled with disappointments. He's always unfulfilled and unsatisfied, is what Jennifer's saying. He's always angry. So, yeah, I can see this. He's always unsatisfied and unfulfilled in his marriage with you. Maybe with someone else. He looked a little bit happier with Jennifer Garner, but I'm not here to judge. But I'm just saying all the photos I've seen with him and Jennifer, he looks miserable. I got the emo. Emotional drama queen. Fakes for attention. Makes a big deal out of nothing. I could see this also. I think this is why the both of them don't get along. You know, so basically what Jennifer's saying here is he's a little bit more on the emotional side and he fakes for attention, which I could see as well, because maybe on the red carpet when he was doing a lot of these smiles and all this holding her close, that could have just been like, hey, we got to get the job done. And then maybe when Jennifer would be at, after the event, when she would try to get close to him, he might have had that energy of pushing her away, where it's like, we're just going to be this couple because we're married and we're in this union. But outside of the cameras and Hollywood and paparazzi snapping photos of us, when I get home, I want to be on the west wing of the house while you stay in the east wing, which is what I can see being a real thing. And Jennifer Garner did say he has somewhat of a bad temper. So I can see how he could make a big deal out of nothing also. Jennifer also said he is a fake friend, a pretender, jealous, insecure, wishes to see her fail. Jennifer. She said he's a fake friend, y'all. She said that this man is rooting for her failure. Now, I don't know why Jennifer would look at it that way, but maybe we did see confessions coming up in the first poll. So I wonder if she went down into details as to what's going on with this P. Diddy situation. And now he has this energy against her where it's almost like, you don't deserve to win. I don't know what that's about, but this is the energy I pulled. So something in him is now probably rooting for her failure. I don't know if he energy-wise is siding with the victim of that situation. But yeah, he don't want to see her win no more. Maybe he found out she can't sing. I don't know. Honey, I don't know. That's been going on TikTok, honey. They've been saying Jennifer can't sing. Now, I'll leave y'all up to your own perception. I am not here to judge and say Miss Lopez cannot sing. That is a personal thing. If you think she can sing, she can sing. If you don't think she can sing, well, then she can't. But actually, before I put these cards away, let me see what Ben thinks. That's fair, right? We got Jennifer's perspective. Why not get Ben's? We'll do a quick little drop around Ben. We're listening to Jennifer's complaints, but, it's only fair to hear what Ben has to say. All right, Spirit. Give me a couple cards for Ben Affleck's energy towards Jennifer. What does he think of his wife? We're starting off early. Ben got a lot to say. All right, Ben, give me a couple more cards for how you think about Jennifer. What do you think about Jennifer, Ben? Oh, that slipped for a reason. Okay. One more card here, Ben. Oh, this is back. All right. When cards be falling out of my hand, I know there's a reason. Okay. Couple more cards here, Spirit. Ben's energy towards his current wife. Jennifer Lopez, what does he think of this woman? Jennifer Lopez, Ben Affleck. Oh dear. Give me the energy there, Ben. What do you think about Jennifer? Happily married? Trying to work on it? What do you think of this woman? Is she a prize? What's going on? What do you think about Jennifer Lopez? Jenny from the block. Nothing else to say there, Ben? Jennifer Lopez. All right, we'll go on for the pool. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. Okay, I guess it's a... Oh, there we go. All right. Wow, did this all come out at once? What? Okay, that's why I shuffle. Because I know they'll come out. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I got a strand of hair there. Okay. Just fixing my cards here. A whole bunch came out that I didn't realize that many would have came out. But, you know, when the cards come out, they come out. Okay. So we got the devouring mother, which is in the shadow side. So he's saying selfishly loving, emotional manipulation, incompetent of dependency, homicidal. Cut it out, Ben. Cruel, gaslights, hateful, codependent, and guilt trips. So what he's saying about this woman is she's selfish. She manipulates through the emotions. He's saying that she's cruel. She gaslights, she's hateful, and she guilt trips people or him. That's his opinion of Miss Lopez. So maybe she does play around with his emotions as a way to get him even to stay in the marriage that he did not want to stay in. So that's a possibility that she would guilt trip him and go, come on, Ben, we can work this out. Don't embarrass me. People are watching. People expected us not to last. Don't do this to me. So like I got in the first drop, my first Oracle deck, he wanted to leave for a little while. So she probably more than likely guilt tripped him into staying in this marriage. Now I got the father in the shadow side. He's saying she's abusive when it comes to authority. So she abuses her power, abuses her authority. She's cold intellectually. Ego-driven, rigid, closed. Intellectual inflation, and a bit of toxic masculinity. So these are the cards. I mean, this is the card that came out for this. So the words I can see applying is the abuse of authority, being cold intellectually, ego-driven, rigid, and closed. Intellectual inflation. So, and toxic masculinity. So what he's saying basically is Jennifer is a very feminine woman when we see her present herself on the carpet. But behind closed door, there's a bit of her that gives off masculine energy. She's very controlling. She likes to abuse her authority as a woman. We've had people come out and talk about this with Jennifer, people who have worked for her that say she is not the nicest person. The ego-driven, we can see that because she's very full of herself. I got the crafts person. Outside validation. We know this. We just got the ego-driven. Can't communicate. A perfectionist to the point of alienation. See, that's the problem. When you want to be so perfect and appear so perfect to other people, you start to become a shell of yourself and you're not giving the real you. And in a relationship, if you are with a partner and they don't ever get the real you and you're just fixated on being perfect, it's going to alienate them because they get tired of this fake persona that you're putting up. He's saying she is moody. She's a workaholic. She misinterprets things and she's reactive. Reactive meaning that she blows things out of proportion. I got philosopher, blind preference of their own perspective. There you go. So she sees things through her eyes and her eyes only. She overlooks the solutions due to overconfidence. There you go. Obsess. Doesn't function well within teams. Teams referencing marriage. So Jennifer is a little bit self-absorbed is what Ben is saying. Energy-wise, he's saying she's blind, she has a blind preference for her own perspective. She doesn't see it from anybody else's point of view. She overlooks simple solutions due to her being overconfident. So if Ben probably says to her, listen, Jennifer, let's solve this situation this way, she probably would be like, no, I got it. I know what I'm doing. So instead of just probably hearing him out, she wants to do things her way. And then when stuff does not work out, it could have been easily solved by her not being so overconfident. And he says she does not function well within teams. So that could mean, as we see from stuff being reported, she doesn't work well with her staff. And clearly she ain't working well in this marriage, honey. He said, growth mindset for this woman. Unlimited abilities, changeable and adaptable. So he admits that Jennifer is probably a good entertainer. He's saying that she has unlimited ability. So he does look at her somewhat as a talented woman. And, we know this because regardless if we could debate about whether she can sing or not, she's a performer, right? She gives a performance. She dances and she does a good job of acting. And she's also, in my opinion, fashion-wise, Jennifer is probably one of the best in terms of dressing. I've never seen Jennifer in anything that I would not wear. So I like Jennifer's fashion sense. So I see what he means about her being adaptable. And maybe as a wife, when he took her into rooms, maybe she was very good at holding conversations, getting people to like her and stuff like that. He also gave me triggered, set it off, offended, strong victimization. So she's easily triggered and she victimizes herself. He's also referencing Jennifer's with the workaholic that I seen in one of the cards here, which was this one, the workaholic. He's saying that she's always on a mission. She's determined and she's focused. And we know this. Jennifer's very successful. She definitely got her coins together. So the woman works. You can say what you want to say about Jennifer, but she works. Mechanical, thinking logically without emotion. So what he's also saying about Jennifer is when it comes probably to her business, her career, she takes her emotions out of it. She focuses only on doing what it is that she needs to do. Right? So he's, in other words, saying she's a bit mechanical, which can be a bad thing. Because then we're getting that outside validation, which is what he's complaining about. Basically being somewhat of a fake when it comes to being with that person. Stealth-like, takes action, steps towards something bigger without announcing it. That might be a problem in their marriage. If she's stealth-like and big things are happening for her and she's not telling Ben and he's the last to know, that might be a problem. But the reason why that might be a problem is because in this particular card, He just says she overlooks solutions due to being overconfident. So maybe if she thinks like things are going to fail or they could fail, she'd rather not get Ben's opinion. She might as well just wait until it's announced, and then afterwards she wants to get his perspective on it, which is bad in a marriage because you should always be open with your partner and let them know your every move. He said fixed mindset, limited abilities, innate and unable to change. So this is a reference more to their marriage. He's saying that she can't change. She got limited abilities. She's unchangeable. There's no changing Jennifer. This is who she is. She's stuck in her ways, which I think a lot of people have seen that throughout the years, that she is somewhat always giving us the same Jennifer. There's never been a real rebirth of her. Like, she'll change her names 100 times, honey. She'll give us Jenny from the Block and everything else. But her as an individual, there's no growth and no change. You know, we just got that stupid documentary she put out where she's still going back to the Jenny and the Block days. And we're like, girl, you ain't lived on the block for a minute, though. Stop telling us to eat ham and cheese, girl. We don't want to do that. You're not doing that. You're eating lobster, girl. But Jennifer will do what Jennifer do. So that is for Jenny. And I'm going to do one last thing for Jennifer. You know, it seems like they didn't have such a good marriage. Seemed like Ben was ready to get out of there immediately. And Leia said, girl, don't call me. This might be your 9th wedding, but please don't call me. I'm not coming because Ben and you are not going to work out. Call me when you're done. So I'm pretty sure she's on the phone with Leia right now. All right, Spirit, give me some cards for the internal of this marriage. What were their problems? What's the issue? What were the issues? What was the issues for Jennifer and Ben? Any more cards for their... seemed like a whole bunch want to slide out. Any more cards for their energy here, Spirit? Jennifer, Ben Affleck, what was this marriage like behind closed doors? Jennifer, Ben Affleck, what was this marriage like behind closed doors? Any more cards for this energy? Ben Affleck, Jennifer. The accuracy. One more card, Spirit. Just one more. We'll be done. Because I don't really think we need no more, honey. It's a lot. All right. I got the stuck. I got the fragile. I got the rebound card. And the mental conflicts. Now let's start off with the stuck. Immobilized by the fear of succeeding or the fear of losing, unsure of oneself. Girl, we can't get no more accuracy than this, right? If we pull up the deck, we can't get more accuracy. What does this say? What's that first word, y'all? Stuck. This was the first card that popped up for Ben. Stuck. We are now getting this again. Stuck. Ben's basically saying through the card, I had the fear of losing or leaving this woman. I had the fear of leaving her and being successful. I had the fear of being unsure of oneself. I knew I needed to get it done, but I wasn't sure how. But I know I couldn't stay in this. So I was stuck. See, I tell you about these readings, honey. They'll come out twice in different ways. Fragile. Extremely sensitive to feedback. Offends easily. Plays the victim. Ben just finished saying about Jennifer playing the victim. Plays the victim. Shifts the blame. Overreactive. You see, this is why I don't play these games. See, I can't even go back in this deck. But we just seen the reactive card on how he thinks of her. And to be honest, I just would love to find it just to show the consistency that we get in these readings. There it is. Reactive. I want y'all to see that. Reactive. The same thing. Overreactive. Right there, guys. So he's complaining through the cards about her personality. She's super sensitive. She's defensive. He says she overreacts. She's defensive and she shuts down. So there's no communication going on here. He also saying rebound. They move too quickly from one relationship to another, which we know. He just got out of a relationship with his wife, Jennifer Garner. And we can see he misses this woman to the core. Jennifer, she wanted to be with A-Rod. She didn't even give us 6 months, honey, before she was out here with Ben. Now, to me, I think A-Rod and her were a better match, but I know the reason why she had to get up and go, because A-Rod don't know how to handle his rod. So that's the problem. But truth be told, they seem like they made a better match, and A-Rod's children and her children blended very well. So I don't know if therapy would have helped them. But Jennifer just moves on way too quick. And it says, does not heal from previous connection. Detached lover. Jennifer wasn't healed and he was not healed. Right? Moves quickly from one relationship to another. Does not heal from previous connection. Detached lover. The mental conflicts allows past relationship to dictate or predict how current relationship will be. So basically what this card is giving is not the past relationship, but their past relationship together. She is going off of what used to be between her and Ben and bringing it into the current her and Ben. Even though they were maybe different back then, they were a different age. It was a different time. She allowed a lot of her past situations with Ben to control what it should be like now. And to be quite honest, Ben looked like he was more so into her back then in the early 2000s than he did look now. I kind of feel like that heat burnt out, whatever it was. They didn't have that je ne sais quoi. It wasn't giving what it was supposed to give, honey. It was very cold. It was, I'm tolerating her. But back in the early 2000s, it's almost like he did have a little bit more of a pizzazz. He didn't look miserable on the red carpet. Let's say that. Every photo we have of them, they're arguing. He's slamming car doors. It's a mess. But that is that when it comes to Jennifer Lopez and her relationship and her marriage. I heard they're going to therapy. I don't think it's going to work. If I was Jennifer, I would just hang it up like flat screen. I don't see her and that man working out. No way. His complaints are valid. Her complaints are valid. I just don't see it working for them. But I'll get a last couple of cards for Jennifer just to see if Spirit has any advice for this woman, because she doesn't seem to work in a lot of her relationships. I don't know how many times Ben's been married. Was it like once with Jennifer Garner? And this is his second marriage, I think. Don't quote me on that. But Jennifer's been through a lot of marriages and they don't work. So we're going to figure out what Spirit has to say about her and what she need to do with her life. Make sure this is not flipped. All right, Spirit. Let me make sure there's no other cards that are flipped. All right. Any advice for Miss Jennifer? What she needs to do with herself? These marriages are not working. Any advice you'd like to give her? A couple cards. Okay. That goes with what Ben is saying somewhat. Spirit already thinks she's doing that, but she might need these. Spirit says, born to stand out. Don't fit in. Stand in your own power and be proud of your individuality, which is what Ben was saying, that she puts on the persona, right? So Spirit is saying you're good enough, Jennifer, just to be yourself. You don't really have to do all of this extra stuff you do for people to like you. You're born to kind of stand out and do your own thing. Spirit is telling her, challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to do better. Don't set limits on your potential. And that can happen when you live in a box and you live based on the public's perspective of you. You know, I'm sure there's more to Jennifer than this layer that she gives us of, oh, I'm a hot chick and I dress well and I'm perfect and I'm just like a hottie. Like, you know, as you get older, Jennifer, the people need depth. They want to know Jennifer Lopez as a person, not just the celebrity, but the person. And Jennifer doesn't really give people that, which is why I think people can't relate to her. And she's doing such a poor job now of selling out concert tickets. It's like nobody wants to deal with a person's persona. They like to know who that individual is. And she doesn't really give us that. And for a woman who is in her 50s, who's lived a very full life, I would assume she should share that, at least to the younger viewers or the women in her age group that can kind of relate to her. I don't even think a lot of 50-year-old women can relate to her currently. The woman acts like, I don't know. Spirit says, get a reading. Use divination to understand your desires and your path. So Spirit already knows this girl's done worked the crystal ball already, but I already told you this. Spirit knows what she's up to. Spirit knows that she does the spirit works, right? We got this and this for her in her readings. So Spirit is aware that she uses spiritual workings. And Spirit is saying, girl, you are applying your spiritual work in the wrong way. You need to get a reading. You need to call someone. You need to call Flamingo. No, really. But Spirit is telling her, you know, use divination in the right way. Don't be using this to bind the men. Don't do that, Jennifer. Don't do these soul contracts. Use divination in the appropriate way, right? You want to be a divine female, divine feminine, not female, but feminine. Get this going, girl, is what Spirit is saying. Understand your path as a woman. So that is what I got. I wanted to tap into this energy and see what's going on. I've had a few people request I do this reading, but I wanted to give you guys a little extended read and see what we could find about this marriage. Although I think most of us already knew how it was going to turn out for them. But this is what I got from Miss Jennifer Lopez. So if you guys like my celebrity readings, please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, bye-bye.